Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $20 tier supporters over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Javine Alexander, Samantha Bates, and L, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as many things as we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're live.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Coyote and Crow Tales from the Mizizibi. I am William, or Shawnee, and I am your story guide for this Coyote and Crow saga. Uh, and joining me today, we have Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Tawe Sikik, Path of the Salmon Seeker.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I am playing Nutty, who is a Path of the Falcon Seeker.
And Sen.
One of you is seeking birds, the other is seeking fish. I am Sen, and I'm playing Zen, the Path of the Wolf Warrior.
And Holly.
I also am seeking birds. I am Holly. I am playing Tala, Path of the Falcon Whisper.
You're talking quietly to
Yeah,
birds.
yeah, you're
not
talking
speaking
quietly
them.
to birds.
Yes,
Okay.
I whisper to them. Falcons specifically.
Ah!
And Mara, or not Mara,
Julia.
Julia.
Wow, okay.
Julia will not be joining us today.
I'll vanish now.
No.
They will hopefully be back with us next week.
Mara, who will not be joining us. Phase wipe, Mara's gone.
You have some power as the storyteller here.
Brain.
Be very careful what you say when you're storytelling.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, uplift and understand Native voices. Jeremy.
Fuck Vince McMahon and Diddy and
Mhm.
the Dream, apparently. And I don't know. There's probably somebody else who's been accused of sex trafficking in the time since we started this stream at this point.
Specify, please. Are we talking about an abstract dream or a person named
No,
the Dream?
The Dream, the songwriter / hip hop artist.
Okay, thank you.
And as is always the case, and the stream is powered by Sirenscape. And as I mentioned,
Happy
every time we
Pride.
run this particular game.
Yes, Happy Pride. Rainbows.
Oh yes, and Happy Pride. Welcome back. The cycle begins again.
Yes.
Tried to do jazz hands and then I had something in my hand.
The best jazz hands are the ones that cause collateral damage.
And as I mentioned each time we run this particular game, Coyote and Crow is a TTRPG made by and also for, but made by native voices and also made for native voices, but also for everyone. And though many of us in this game have native heritage, none of us grew up in a native culture. And so we are not authorities on how this game should be run or authorities on native culture. Please look to native voices before ours as far as any understanding of this game or understanding of native culture would be taken. And I do not expect that this game will look anything like any game of Coyote and Crow that would be run by native voices. And where we left off, if I'm recalling correctly, the Koliso of Arsuyata have discovered within a secret facility kept off in the wilds just around Papanshin, a
Cryopod.
Yes, a mysterious device, seemingly keeping alive inside a sentient mind that could be communicated with via Nadi's Raven's Call.
Raven's Call. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Raven's Call.
Kept in the possession of the Nisot family. And upon discovering what exactly was being held here, if I am recalling correctly, arranged a meeting with Councilwoman Arania to try and share the information of what had been discovered and get clearance to retrieve it by force if necessary to prevent the eels from being at each other's throats, having been hired to take this thing.
And also to stop this family from keeping a sentient being hostage in a secret prison.
So, we pick up as the group arrives at the council building. You are ushered once again into the council chambers, which are again devoid of anyone except for Arania, who is sitting at her usual seat and turns as you enter. Welcome back. Your investigation was swift. What have you discovered?
I'm going to try to equivalent of airdrop the video that we recorded to her Nisa.
Yeah, you just send the video to her Nisa so she can view it.
And then I will look over towards Nadi. And would you like to tell the counselor what you determined?
Sorry, work thing got in the way.
No worries.
I have to look at something really quick. I'm really sorry.
No, it's all right.
No worries.
I can do it for you if you want. I just figured you're the one that.
Go ahead. Yes, please do. Sorry.
So, through use of Nadi's particular abilities, thanks to the what's the thing called?
Raven's Call?
The
No.
Adenati?
The Adenati, yeah. Thanks to Nadi's particular abilities granted to them through the Adenati, we were able to determine that within that device is a communicable intelligent consciousness, seeming apparently sealed away by due to an emergency of some kind. While we're not able to identify the language on it, we are able to confirm that they seem to be holding something that has enough intelligence to be referred to as a person inside their secret storage facility.
This is concerning many times over. Both the secret being kept and also the nature of the item itself. I do not recognize these glyphs or this technology.
Neither do any of us. Were we able to determine that it was some sort of stasis or
I mean, the idea of a stasis pod is not really a thing. It's not really an idea that is known to you. It's
some
just kind
sort
of
of
a box with someone inside of it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's presumably keeping them alive somehow. Otherwise, they probably would have suffocated a long time ago in that kind of box. But
it seems to be some sort of life support device. We're not sure exactly how it works without being able to get into the room, but it seems like something. Oh, go ahead.
Or it's trapping a spirit. That might be the other thing we could assume.
Either way, it is not something that we need to leave where it's at.
indeed. Such a discovery should have been brought to the council the instant it was made, that we might have been able to properly assess what dangers it may pose or what interest it may have, so that it could be properly assessed. However, now that it has been kept for so long, it becomes a humanitarian concern. If there is indeed a living being housed within, it is likely only a matter of time before whatever mechanisms are rendering them able to maintain life fail or are potentially malfunction. And being that we do not understand the technology and would not be able to repair it, the individual within's life is likely in danger should that come to pass. It is time to bring this device before the council.
I would like to. I don't know what. I know we've asked this before. What's the Coyote and Crow version of insider empathy? How much full of shit is this person? That's what Nadia wants to know, because that sounds like a whole lot of bullshit.
Does it?
You can roll me investigation.
Investigation. Okay, good. Yeah. When certain events set your naive mind on the notion that the council might be corrupt, yes, it very much does.
Fair.
Three.
No. Investigation for now until a better skill comes to mind. I mean, everything that she said is factually accurate.
Yeah, I know.
And like, she seems to be genuine about the like that her first priority would be the humanitarian concern of it. That there's a living being who might be in danger if this technology starts failing.
Okay.
You sense the immediate undercurrent of like that the statement that it should have been brought to the council immediately so we could determine how dangerous it is like kind of reserved. That's kind of a statement that's like, we might have killed it if it had turned out to be dangerous the first time we saw it, but like that's not explicitly stated, but that might be a thing that could be read underneath that.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it's hard to place where exactly her opinions on the matter are. But with 3 successes, but no critical successes, she does genuinely seem that at the very least at the moment, her primary concern appears to be humanitarian.
All right. I still doubt.
It is time to bring this device before the council so that its nature can be ascertained and potentially, if necessary, the being within set free.
How are you able to get the other council member to pressure their family to bring it in, or
With the evidence
still
that you
guarded?
have provided, I will convene an emergency session of the council, barring the two involved council members, so that the rest of us may come to a decision regarding this matter. I suspect it will not take much convincing. And when we have done so, the rest of the council's full weight will bear down upon the remaining 2 council members, and will bear down upon Councillor Wakuni and Councillor Maka in order to resolve this immediately. In the meantime, I would have your group keep eyes upon the facility and prevent any further escalations until we have finished our convening, and I can grant you direct word that you are clear to retrieve the vessel.
I will look to the others to see if anyone has an immediate objection to that, but it sounds good to me.
Tala will look at Naughty.
Mm-hmm. That, I mean, there's nothing arguable there.
All right.
All right. We'll set up just outside the location of the storage facility and await word. And intercept any eels that we see making a run for it.
She immediately turns to her Nisa and begins arranging for an emergency meeting minus counselors Wakuni and Maka. Very well. I will trust your secrecy in this matter. Move swiftly and with determination.
All right, folks, let's go.
Yep.
Sure.
Head out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You going directly back to the area on the outside of Papanchin?
Unless anyone has a stop they'd like to make on the way.
Nope, that sounds good.
Yeah. So my thinking
Stepping
is,
out to walk in that direction.
Yeah. So my thinking is we set up at the tree line, sort of in similar location to where we set up in our initial scouting, and keep an eye out for any approaching groups en masse in order to intercept them before they can get in close to the storage facility. At least until the council finishes convening and gives us the okay to go in there.
All right. What time of day is it right now? We've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
It's
It's getting
nighttime?
late. The
that-
sun is getting low.
Yeah, because we waited
Okay.
until we waited until after the sun was down before we started this
Yeah.
operation. So it's nighttime
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yep.
sorry, yes. Correction, yes. You did begin the whole thing late at night. It's almost midnight at this point. Like a midnight council session is about to be happening, which means council members are going to be irritated and want to get whatever it is that's waking them up done ASAP.
Yeah.
Tawasikik, signing Tawasikik. Can you
Mhm.
reach out to what's the name of the NPC?
Akwani?
Akwani?
Can you reach out to Akwani and see if we can see if they can get confirmation on whether or not the second eel team's operation is going to happen soon?
Sure. I'll send a message to them. We found something in that they were gardening. The council's getting involved. Is the second eel team moving soon? Are they supposed to be starting?
You get back whatever you found. It seems to have made word back to the rest of the eels as an organization. Yes, the second team has already stepped up their plans. They look like they might be trying to make a move on it tonight.
Make a move on it when?
Tonight.
Tonight. How soon tonight? Are they headed that way?
They haven't taken off yet, but they're getting ready. You probably won't have long before they start moving.
I'll relay that to the rest of the group.
All right, we need to get there quickly, and Tala, you're on interception as far as convincing them to stand down.
All right.
Do we know how they're headed in?
I mean,
Where they're heading from?
We know we infiltrated ourselves. We know there's a limited number of ways you can get in there. So we can connect via Raven's Call and then spread out amongst the treetops a bit so we can have eyes on them regardless of which direction they're coming in. There's a limited number of ways that they can approach. So
All right. The other group's already on alert because they noticed us.
so we don't need to get close enough for them to notice us. We just need to be we need to be on roughly 3 angles of approach.
Where do you want me?
While you're maintaining the Raven's Call, let's have you Shawnee, on the map, where exactly did we identify the storage facility at?
It is about here-ish.
It's like in the middle of that patch.
Yeah.
All right, so if we've got someone, I'm just gonna draw on the thing real quick. So if we've got someone here, and here, and here amongst the treetops, there's not really, like, they could theoretically circle around the long way and come in from the other side, but that doesn't seem, unless they know exactly where it's at, that doesn't seem likely. Do we have access to any sort of like telescope or binoculars or anything like that?
I mean, there's normal gear. Yeah.
The drone.
Well, because I was thinking if we can get Nadi something that will let Nadi like see at a distance, then having Nadi positioned down here by the lake, since Raven's Call, so you don't have to be near us for Raven's Call, would let you give us an idea of what direction they might be coming from first, but only if you can have something that lets you see long distances.
I don't, not super. I mean, I'm very good at investigating things, which means that my vision is probably pretty good. But like, I don't have any, Nadi doesn't have any tech or abilities that allow that.
If we want to swing by and pick up my Sunwing again, I can be in the air and like notify y'all if I see anything approaching.
That would put. Problem is that we don't want Nadi to intercept because while Nadi is maintaining the Raven's Call, they're at a disadvantage for trying to do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it should be said, if you're looking for someone, if you're looking to put me somewhere where I need to be sneaky, I passed with mediocre.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to put you someplace where you can be helpful, but not in the direct line of where they're going to be looking. Okay, actually, if Tawasikik and Nadi, if you go ahead and establish the Raven's Call, and Tawasikik and Nadi get in the Sunwing and fly overheads, Tala and I could position ourselves at corners of the wooded patch. We would have less ground coverage that way, but 2 eyes in the sky might have a better chance of spotting a large group of eels.
Mm-hmm.
Especially this late at night.
Okay.
Have you been on a Sunwing before?
No.
You'll love it.
You'll
Okay.
be fine.
Strictly speaking,
Sure.
Wuya is still there, even if her player is not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll have Wuya and Wuya in the middle there. So yeah, so me, Tala, and Wuya on the ground, and then those two in the air. That way Nadi isn't in danger, so that we don't have to risk losing our communications. And also is in a spot where perception can help.
Okay.
All right. So Nadi and Tawasikik break off to the Sunwing hangar.
Yep.
I'm going to reverse that and say, so left, middle, and right. I see Tala should be in the middle. That way Tala can have an easier time maneuvering to intercept wherever we need Tala to do. So
I thought you were gonna say she needs to be on the Sunwing.
No, you can't talk down people if you're on the Sunwing.
Yes, but it's funnier if you are.
No.
Listen, it's dark now. You can't see the ground.
She would prefer Nadi on the Sunwing.
I think it should be you and me on the Sunwing.
No.
We're gonna die.
And then Tala can
Crash
be on
my
the ground.
All right.
Yes, and we will crash your precious vehicle, and group cohesion will be that much stronger. Look, we've made it this far, and nobody has tried to kill another person in the party yet. I consider that
early.
a disappointment.
So that.
Yes. Break off. To the hangar.
Alright, so the pair of you break off to the hangar and retrieve the Sunwing.
Yep.
It is more use than you've gotten on this thing in a while, Tawasikik.
It is. All right. So it's pretty simple. You just here. Okay. When I say this, you're gonna lean this way. When I say that, you're gonna lean that way.
Okay.
You're just mostly there as ballast at this point.
Okay.
Keep an eye out.
Piece of cake.
All right.
Keep an eye on the computer screen if any emergency readouts show up, that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Let me
But-
know.
And then the first time we have to lean, it goes horribly wrong.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Naughty just failed to lean the first time the thing turns.
Well, but
Yeah.
listen, have you ever tried to do something like that for the first time? It doesn't work though. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. I'm
I
not
kept-
saying I'm
I
not
kept
saying
Place
that
to
they.
Both once. It was
Yeah.
great. It's beautiful.
I'm
mean,
not saying
I
that
do
they're
remember the first-
crashing it or anything like that, but there has to be some level of like that awkwardness. Like you don't know how far to lean, so you lean too far or not far enough.
So I should
Or-
roll.
You get your left and right confused. Not that I've ever done that.
Your understanding of lean and Tawasikik's understanding of lean are very different
Too
and
different.
have not yet
Exactly that.
Yeah.
yet coalesced.
I do remember the first time that I rode passenger on a motorcycle. Yes.
Do you want me to roll now?
Yeah, go
See
ahead
how
and
we're
roll me
doing?
piloting.
Okay. Oh, diff 11. Let's see here. Hey, I'm carrying you is what's happening. I feel like
With a critical success, yes. Like the first time you go to lean for a bank, Naughty ends up leaning way too far to the side, and you feel the direction sort of leaning, and you're just sort of like, all right, tilt the control and just hit an aileron roll as the vehicle just like banks the direction that you wanted, but also spins around its own axis so that it can correct for that too far lean and still make it in the
Yeah.
direction that you're aiming for.
Let's
How you
just see for
doing?
fun, see how badly I do on the first. Because I assume it's just straight agility.
Yeah, roll me agility.
Yep,
That's what I
yep,
thought.
that tracks.
Yep,
Ah!
not that far.
Bye,
Softer.
Naughty.
It's a softer.
You said lean,
Yes, not that far, like this.
which of course, since I've assuming this is after I've established Raven's car, that means everybody gets shouted in their heads.
Yes.
Yep.
Like this.
Yeah.
You're not a rock.
Just Zen in a tree somewhere, just going, ow.
You're like a swaying tree, not a stone falling to the ground.
Tala muttering to herself out loud. Better them than me.
Eventually, you start to let's try and sync your leaning motion to Tawasikik's, and from then forward, it starts to go a little smoother. But those first couple of turns are definitely Tawasikik compensating.
Legit.
Impressively, I will add, Tawasikik. It's been a long time since you pulled off that kind of roll in the middle of the
Yeah.
air. But perhaps a bit of that old racer experience makes that somewhat exciting as well.
Yeah. If you get good enough at this, we can do that on purpose next time.
Okay.
Barrels. You can do like 4 or 5 at a time. It starts getting really dizzy, but
Why?
Of note,
Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing?
a barrel roll is where the
Why?
vehicle doesn't move; it just spins around. An aileron roll is when it does the big loop.
No, that's the other way. That's
Is that the other way around? I thought it was the other way around.
That's bad. You had that reversed.
Okay.
The aileron
Flip it.
roll is when the vehicle just spins. The barrel roll is when it goes around the edge of a barrel.
Gotcha.
for the style, also it helps you avoid other obstacles.
Right, but we just slightly turn, and I'm already getting dizzy, and I know how centrifugal force works. Why do you hate your body?
I don't.
Because that's not good on your body or your brain.
Oh no. I was yeah. No, that's right. Yep. You're right. The way these things are defined is very confusing.
It's why whenever the old Star Fox games say do a barrel roll, they're technically getting it wrong.
Yeah, you're doing an aileron roll.
It's exciting, and you're showing off. It's like
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out, by the way. You should just hear over the telepathic link.
I'm keeping an eye out too. I'm doing all of the things. Muttered.
All right, I would like all of you to go ahead and roll me perception rolls.
I don't think you can mutter in your brain, but there's muttering.
You can think a muttering thought.
Yeah.
Straight perception or investigation?
We're just gonna go perception here. You're not looking for details. You're just trying to spot people coming by. I will say the difficulty for those in the air would go down by 1.
Okay, so
that's 4.
That's
successes for
4, and I could spend a mind to get it to 5. Sure.
A success.
0 successes for me.
6 successes.
Good. I'm not the one that needs to succeed, so that's fine. You want to have Woya roll, Johnny?
Yeah, Woya doesn't need to roll in this particular instance.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to make Woya the one that encounters any incoming eels. But Nadi, you from the air and with Tawasiki sort of just keeping an eye on things. But Nadi in particular from the air, you spot movement on the ground while you're patrolling.
Okay.
And you are able to use the Raven's call to alert the rest of your team that it looks like people are moving.
Yep.
Which thankfully allows Tala to use those 6 successes to notice the group of about 5 or 6 eels that is trying to move quietly and unnoticed through the brush and plant matter of Papanchin to reach the section of forests that the facility is housed in. They look like they're trying to remain unseen. What do you do?
Over the mind link, she will say, "They're over there."
All right.
About 5 of them.
Coming your way. Go ahead and intercept.
All right. What do you want me to say? Or not say specifically?
This area is currently on lockdown. Official Siyata business on behalf of the council, you can either vacate or consequences.
Gotcha.
Freeze.
Okay. No.
I will note the eels are criminals. The fact that you are Suyata may not mean much to them.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
but it might give them at least pause long enough for me to get there to back you up.
You're being
Yeah.
far
Spe-
too reasonable in your confrontation words.
Specifically, what do you not want me to say to them?
I surrender.
No.
Don't.
That's why I said you don't want to say that.
Naughty, focus on the holding on and not falling to
Sorry.
your death, okay?
Okay. Was
Don't-
I wrong though?
Don't lead with a threat.
Well, obviously. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there's any information you don't want me to disclose. So
Don't lead with a threat, and don't let them know you're alone. Especially even after we get there, but especially not while you're alone.
say I'm not I mean you're but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, see how this goes.
The objective is to stop them without hurting them.
Yep. She will approach them.
All right. So how do you approach?
She will slowly approach, make sure her hands are visible. She doesn't have anything in her hands. She's not hostile.
So you approach them directly and openly.
Mm-hmm.
One of the person who seems to be in the lead of this squad, who is wearing, from what you can tell, an ox shaped, like a bison mask, like holds up a hand and signals for the others to stop as you step in front of his path, and he sort of like comes up short before running into you, and sort of looks at you as if wondering if you're going to initiate this confrontation.
She will approach and say, this area is currently on lockdown. Official Seattle business.
Is that all you say?
It's waiting to see what they say next.
The bison headed individual sort of looks over his shoulder at the 4 or 5 other people behind him, and then looks back at you and just, yes, of course, but I'm afraid I seem to have misplaced something within the forest, and I'll just need to be inside quickly enough to retrieve it.
I really do not want to harm you, but I can't let you do that right now.
Roll me charm. Your difficulty is going to be, hang on.
I'm heading that way as fast as I can. Let me know when I'm in the area.
Your difficulty is going to be 7.
Oh, that's pretty good.
5.
Would you like to spend a
Helva-
point of mind to make that a crit?
Sure.
Because you got an 11. So just roll another d12.
Another d12.
Just a single D12.
Yep.
Another one.
Ooh.
Roll another d12.
Whoa.
Wait, I roll another one?
Yeah.
Roll
Yep.
Another one.
It explodes.
It's gonna be all night. Okay, 7.
So
Hey.
8.
Which
8
is still another
successes.
success.
That's,
Eight.
yeah.
8
no,
successes
that's
with a critical
9
success.
successes.
So 9 successes.
Yeah.
With a critical
Crits.
success.
That's 9 successes with 3 critical successes.
Oh.
What she's trying to go
Remember-
for right now is more of a silent intimidation
Or 2
Yeah.
critical successes, rather.
Yep.
So you convey this, and the leader kind of reaches a hand up and scratches the chin of the mask as if he was scratching his own chin. And sort of. All right. I can see that the Suyata are after the same thing that we are. So maybe we can come to an agreement. As you probably know, the eels don't turn back on a contract once it's been offered. So perhaps we can negotiate something that will have everyone here satisfied. Because we
Perhaps.
do need to go and retrieve the item that we've been contracted to retrieve. And I would rather not have to go through you. But we will if we must.
Over the mind link, she'll say they want to.
Tell them that if they wait an hour, their contract will be pulled and they won't have to renege on their contract.
Okay. If you wait an hour, your contract will be pulled. And you won't have to.
See, that's the wrong thing to have told me.
Mm-hmm.
Because that means that I have an hour to do my job to keep my reputation instead of having my reputation
Worried about that.
tarnished.
There were 2 ways that could have gone. I like
It went. You played the 50-50 odds. It was good odds to play.
Yeah.
It just didn't work out the way we were hoping.
No, I had the same thought when you said that this is going to go one of 2 ways right now.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
my only hope is that I can show up to be a physical intimidating presence momentarily.
Yeah, over mental league. Yeah, I need people here now. This is about to go south very quickly.
I think this is where you need to say that thing I keep telling you to say.
Because
It's not going to happen, Maddie.
the important thing, of course,
But it's procedure.
If the individuals holding my contract decide they no longer need our services, that means we don't get paid.
Have I shown up yet?
About now, yeah.
Okay.
And if we don't get paid, that becomes a problem, because then the people that we're here for don't get what they need.
I would like to... This is a bit of an acrobatics thing that I want to try to do. Or I guess athletics. Because since there isn't an acrobatics technically. I would like to... are they in like a clear of trees area?
Yeah, it's roughly just before the tree line.
I would like to basically launch myself out of the tree line and land next to Tala or just behind Tala, spear first, and sort of like hang off the spear in a way that I can then speak and hopefully haven't eaten shit and fallen face first.
Acrobatics.
Fall face
Or
first.
Oh
athletics.
boy.
I love you so much.
Athletics.
Please fall face first.
Success number 8.
Yeah, standard difficulty.
Ignore that 1. 5 successes.
All right.
You land in a perfect monkey staff position, just sort of like hanging on the side of the spear.
So the part that you're missing, friend, is that you're gonna die if you try to fight us, and no amount of money is worth your life.
2 Suyata against 6 eels.
Significantly
Not my-
more than 2 Suyata. 2 Suyata
So
that
you
you've
say.
seen.
They
So
wouldn't
you say.
send only 2 of us.
Let me know when you want us to buzz you.
Please do. If just telepathically, please do.
An aerial attack would be awesome.
Just
Lean.
do
Two.
an impressive roll
Lean.
over top us.
Over sign.
Which
Two
way?
naughty.
Which way?
That way.
Throw Naughty
Boing.
on one of them.
That is
I'm
also
gonna
an
try-
option,
I am
and not a
trying-
bad one. I'll be
not-
honest.
I don't want to do that because then I will also crash. That seems bad. But I would like to basically like barrel rolling Buzz really low behind them. I think I have the for like races and stuff, if you'll allow this, I have like things to like light makers and noise makers and stuff like that on the wings.
Just
I
scare the
feel-
shit out of them as we
yeah,
as you pass
exactly. Just like open up whatever flap is keeping them like kind of like tucked in and drop that down and like just streak by and then
by. It's just like
bank hard up.
two that you've seen. Chaos from the skies.
Yeah, exactly. That's my plan.
Roll me piloting.
Okay. Whew. Here we go. Let's see. Give me one sec. It's an agility thing. I would like to, before I roll that, I do have my Cougar's Grace ability. So this is just a secondary action. I spend a point of mind, which is I still got mind, and then I make a wisdom check. So this will add to my agility. Let's see here. Wisdom is not great, but you know, we'll try. No, incorrect. I don't think that it doesn't say anything about a critical failure doing anything.
Which ability?
Cougar's Grace, it's on page 175.
175. Cougar's Grace. Yeah, you just failed to activate it.
Okay, that's fine. But I am still gonna try and do my thing, so here we go. Piloting. 11. Roll. 9 successes.
Including 2 criticals.
Yeah. Streak by.
So yeah, so the all right.
Also, if it matters at all, Shawnee, I'm infamous in the city for my strength. So they would know me.
To augment this piloting check, go ahead and roll me an intimidation check reduced by your infamy.
Reduce. Oh.
So that's
No,
gonna
for
for me. Would that
Yeah.
be a coercion, I guess? Or a charm?
yeah, coercion, difficulty reduced by your infamy.
So reduced by 1. I am not good at this roll, but we'll see what happens. Two successes.
Hey, this. On a dice of 2? It's pretty good.
So the sequence of events is basically there are significantly more than 2 Seattle, and so you said. However, in the end, our mission, and he's in the middle of this sentence when the plane comes spiraling down just over his head, making light and sound, and the eels directly behind him like all jump at the oncoming like dangerous flying machine coming at them. To the leader's credit, he does not flinch.
I imagine his one eyelid just sort of tries to twitch.
His eye probably twitches, but he's wearing a mask, so you can't see it.
Beautiful.
What if there is a scream coming from it?
Yeah.
Mixing it with the noise, really.
I mean, it will be a scream of abject terror, but you can confuse that for a war scream.
Yeah.
You could confuse that for a call to battle.
Yeah.
You absolutely could, but he's also currently. Let me tell you, other people can have gifts too, and he's currently got one that's giving him very good focus.
Ah.
And he's also like quickly processing the fact that that plane cannot be coming in for a dive run, or it would also hit Suyata.
Maybe we don't care. Maybe we're just that.
Don't you dare let go.
This is we're 3 days away from retirement. We're willing to crash this thing.
Once the plane is no longer deafening us, Zin will just throw in. Also, you've been spotted like 6 ways to Sunday.
He's like, yeah, he's got his hand up, gesturing, and he pauses as the plane passes over because nothing he says is going to be heard over the sound of the plane.
Or the scream.
These are definitely not the best odds I've faced. However, we would not be living up to our name as. I'm trying to remember the actual name that isn't just English translated. We would not be living up to our name as the Kanikahag if we were to surrender and walk away.
And maybe you should get a new name.
Or just like chill for 5 minutes. You don't have to surrender and walk away. But you're not going any further.
We will give you 15. If our orders have not changed by the time that allotted time period has passed, we will have to do our best to go through you.
Paula immediately stepping off to the side and calling. What is her name again? It's
Arania?
Arania. Gonna say something else completely. Calling Arania.
Over the telepathic link. All right, get on the ground and in the area to back us up in case the council is not as fast as we hope they are.
I don't think they're going to be.
Your call does not pick up, which implies that the council is in session right now.
The call cannot be completed as dialed because the people in charge are taking too fucking long. Please try your call later.
Call again. Call again.
Oh no.
Call
no.
again.
You get
Yes.
the sense that her phone is silenced right now because she's in a council meeting.
Don't care. Call again. Call again.
If I see Tala doing that, I'll just mentally over the link. Tala, just
No.
put it down and keep calm.
No, she's gonna pick up at some point. It's fine.
They'll receive their order. They will receive their change in orders before she picks up.
Still trying. Still, you hear nothing from Tala as she tries again.
When do you stop?
When something happens.
Cool. So a very tense 15 minutes begin to pass.
I'm doing my
Nani,
best.
have you stopped screaming yet?
Well, yeah, because we're on the ground, I assume. We were told to land.
Yeah. I asked this before we go land though, because otherwise you'll give off where we've landed.
Aren't we supposed to? Oh, okay. No, I'm good. I stopped screaming once we stopped
Rolling.
the ground.
The whole time I am doing my best to project an air of confidence and just like really hoping that they're going to that I'm not going to have to murder these people.
Your optimism is very encouraging.
My idea, my hope is to give the other eels enough time to soak in in the fact that they are standing across from me, to make them not want to fight.
I'm just gonna say it when even Nutty thinks, that's a little naive. Maybe rethink.
The lead eel, who is dressed in this sort of like.
My hope is for a deception check.
Who is dressed in this sort of like brown and red vest with sort of like the triangle patterned belt that is just sort of wrapped around, and these sort of long flowing dark pants with the bison mask on their face. just pulls off of the back of their belt. You hear the catch of, and you've heard this once before at least, the catch of an electromagnetic sheath disengaging, and he sort of pulls an Anisha short blade out of the back of his belt, and he starts to dance it across his fingers as he's waiting.
Yep.
Land, Sunwing, walk up, kind of.
Telepathically, stay out of sight, but just be in the area.
It's gonna do a cool entrance. Fine.
I understand. You can do your cool entrance once they've decided to back off. Otherwise,
Just say maybe they want to get autographs. It could be. That could be a thing that works. I don't know. Is it de-escalating naturally?
I can't tell yet.
That's a no. I know what that means.
Yeah,
That's a
Tala
no.
says no.
The leader definitely seems less tense than his backup.
Yeah.
His backup is definitely sort of like milling about, like looking kind of nervous, checking weapons, doing whatever they can to try and be ready, while the leader is just sort of idly dancing what is a very dangerous weapon between his fingers.
Yep. I want you to be able.
Do you want to practice your entrance now in case we do get to do it? I can give you feedback.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
She's gonna.
I want you guys to be able to come in from a direction they're not prepared for if we have to fight.
All right.
Oh,
fine.
absolutely.
I want to swagger up, sort of lean against a tree.
This is Tenati, I'm assuming.
Trying my best to look cool. What
not
kind
bad.
of role am I doing?
What's a look cool roll, Shawnee? Skullduggery?
Charisma?
Yes. Okay. I'm
Got it.
not good at
I
charisma.
also like to roll this, and I am also not good at this. I'm going to try. We're coming up at the same time. We have to be a unit.
Like, if you're just trying to generally look cool as a
Yeah.
as a goal, we're rolling charisma.
Okay. Darn,
Charm,
not charm.
maybe? Yeah.
See,
It doesn't
charm is
matter.
more like actively trying to impress something upon. You're trying to do a first impression thing.
Yeah, that's
like
look cool.
this is just raw charisma.
Okay.
Performance? I'm trying to help out
You know what?
because
Yes, I would accept performance.
I don't have
Okay.
skills in any of these,
I am
so
also bad
I'm
at
rolling
performance.
straight charisma.
I should get a rank in performance, but I don't have one. But I'll try it. Let's
I
see.
would also accept performance.
Okay,Ll do
I
performance.
want to see your roll first.
Okay. Huh. Can I make the argument for it? I have a minor level
How
of
hard
celebrity.
we are arguing for this one
Yes,
thing.
exactly. I want to look cool.
I will allow you to reduce the difficulty of the role by your celebrity.
Just-
Yes,
to-
thank you. Excellent.
Out of curiosity.
Uh,
Is this still the practice roll for Naughty, or is this...
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so it's not
correct.
even...
This is absolutely not worth anything, but I'm still doing it.
Okay, this is just the practice, and I won't roll
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I would not be trying to mimic you yet.
All right, so it's a dish 7. Here we go.
Sure.
A success.
All right, not bad, not bad. You were a little bit stiff. Like when you had, when you stepped up, everything was cool, but when you had to slightly like readjust your arm where it was, try to work on that.
I love the genuine feedback from Nani.
The double birds back from Tala.
They asked, "Do you want feedback?" You said yes.
I'm regretting that now. Usually have another person with me when I do that, so whatever. Okay. I'll walk away from you.
So,
And he's just like,
time passes tensely. The only two people who seem remotely relaxed in this situation being Zin and this leader of the eels.
If his squad is anything like my squad, then neither one of us are relaxed. We're just pretending.
You're just giving it off, yeah.
Have I received an answer yet?
Nope.
Okay, she's gonna have so many missed calls and messages.
So the allocated 15 minutes passes. And at seemingly at the moment that it does, the leader of the eels finishes dancing the knife back up to his fingers, tosses it in the air, catches it in a reverse grip. All right, well, I guess at that point it's time to, and you see a light flash on the side of his mask. There's just a slight beep as if the mask is receiving information. Perfect timing. All right, our mission's been recalled. And it looks like we've been paid for it anyway. So, all things considered, I think we owe you our thanks for saving us the effort.
Zen will just pull the spear out of the ground, twirl it once, and then hold it in a relaxed position. Thanks for not making us kill you.
Thank you for not making us try. And he sheaths Stianicha short blade, just offers a hand sign to the rest of the eels, and they all turn and start walking away.
I will wait until they are out of sight for like 30 seconds before just going oh and just crouching down. Okay, you guys can join us now.
Okay.
You can still do your prints.
Yeah,
Tower
no.
Seeking thinks about it.
Tosiki has a great entrance ready.
Tower Seeking, do you perform
No,
your entrance?
are we going into fight? What's happening? I don't think
No, they were called off.
Oh, great. All right, fine. Let's go. I'm just walking in.
You guys really missed out. It was good.
I bet.
It's at this point, Tala, that your Nisa goes off
Yep.
as the counselor is calling you.
You're about to get yelled at.
Oh, I know. Yeah, she answers. Hi, so I'm sorry. I was in a panic.
It is all right. You should be clear to go and retrieve the device by now.
Thank you. We will go do
From
that.
my understanding, both council members have been convinced to pressure their respective families into recalling these efforts.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Good luck, and I expect the device to be brought to us as soon as possible.
Of course.
The council will be waiting.
All right. She will hang up. All right, we're good to go get it.
All right. Slaps his knees, stands up.
The council will be waiting.
Yep.
We need to bring it to them as soon as possible.
I figured. Lead the way towards the storage unit.
You make your way over there. When you arrive, there is a single eel still around. The rest seem to have taken off, and the eel that is left, just as you approach, just reaches over, punches a key combination into the pad, and the door opens, and then they turn and leave.
I'll give them a thank you hand sign.
They just offer just like a yeah, have fun kind of response.
Over towards Tawasikik, just letting Tawasikik know that she can let the other contact know that they are no longer in danger of fighting.
Mission accomplished.
I'm glad. It'll be good to know that the eels that have done so much work for the community won't be killing each other over their honor.
Yep.
Thank you very much, and good luck with the spoils.
Thanks. We're
I
not
mean,
getting any of it.
If this became a council mission, I'm assuming you're getting paid for it.
Probably. We're not getting whatever is in there though. That's going to more important people, probably.
I don't think they ever wanted it.
It's a person!
To
Exactly.
deliver it to the council. I'm assuming we're never seeing this. We're never seeing or hearing about this thing ever again once we hand it over. And I'm kind of sad about that.
So, you step down, and it looks
Mhm.
like the device has been prepared for your arrival. It's been moved onto a Yutsu sled, and is waiting for someone to take the tether and bring it along.
Yep. I'll grab the tether and start hauling it out.
Johnny,
Mhm.
would this be considered able to see a person?
I mean, you can't see whoever's inside of it, but you've made mental contact once before.
I would like to reach out and try and communicate with whatever's inside. Which I think means I have to break the other one.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and I will like circumventing the need for a roll. You learn the same thing that you did last time. Whatever is inside is you're getting kind of dreaming thoughts. They're not really coherent, and you can't really communicate with them. Whatever you're getting off of them is just kind of like drifting in and out, as if the subconscious of whatever is inside is in like a state of minor activity.
okay.
Outside
Make it up.
of Woya, who else in the party is good with technology?
I'm not bad at it.
I can do a little computering. And-
Whereas is it just technology?
Like computers, knowledge.
It's a skill called computers.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm thinking computers. I'm thinking things like computers, crafting, cybernetics, knowledge is relating to technology, things like that.
knowledge and computers. I am both.
Okay.
I have skill in both.
While we're hauling it back, I'm gonna ask Nadi and Tawasikik if they could just hop on the sled and analyze this thing and see what we can learn while we're taking it back to the council.
Sure. Kind of curious about it. I'll take a look.
Yeah, just take a look at it, see what you can learn.
I have the crafting skill if that's would get different information than computers.
Yeah, if one of you wants to roll computers and the other one wants to roll crafting, that will get different information.
Yeah.
Shani, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing that it requires a certain number of successes, would wake up be an acceptable suggestion?
Yes, you don't know if it will be effective.
No.
Like, especially if this person is being medically kept in some kind of
Correct.
semi-consciousness, giving them the suggestion might not be enough to circumvent that.
Okay.
Quick
They might
question.
attempt to, but they might not be able to.
If my mind goes down to 0, what happens?
You fall unconscious.
Oh, okay.
You die.
Because I could get 1 success, but that would not be so.
You would get a
won't do
success
that.
and then pass out.
Yeah.
I will keep that information in mind for later. Because I've been in contact. I can try this at any point now.
Yes, you like yeah. If you get a critical success, you can attempt to plant a suggestion.
Right.
But wake up is a valid suggestion.
Okay.
It's just that they may not be able to if whatever they're in is keeping them
Right.
medically comatose.
I will not do it now.
Would you like to roll computers to analyze the thing?
Oh, sorry. Yes. I distracted myself with really bad ideas.
The best way to distract yourself.
2 successes.
So you don't. There's not an interface that you're really familiar with on this thing. It doesn't have the same kind of interfaces that the NISA and other computers that you're used to have. But as you sort of like look it over, you find that it's emitting a signal. And it is a constant. You would almost call it a receiver signal, where it seems to be emitting like a constant low frequency signal that doesn't seem to house any readable data, but is almost like it's expecting something to come back. And the technology and the code language is not one that you're familiar with. But theoretically, given enough time and effort, someone might be able to create the response signal that it's looking for, which, if this thing is suspending someone's life, might be whatever is needed to wake it up.
Right. Okay. It's just what we know. It's keeping them in a coma, basically.
Yeah.
And there's no indication that it's sending any kind of like location data or anything like that.
No, it just seems to be
Okay.
there seems to be a receiver signal that does not appear to be
Right.
sending information.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you had said that it wasn't sending, but
Weird. What do you
I
think
mean
they're
that
gonna do?
it sounds like something that was sent to as sort of a targeted mission, maybe.
I wonder if this is from.
What do you think?
I wonder if it's from Beyond the Ice.
It
More
would.
likely
I would.
it's from another nation.
No,
Like maybe this is.
I mean, maybe someone's living up north.
This is. I mean, I would assume that I'm somewhat familiar with computer systems of the other nations, us being sort of the hub.
Yeah, like you may not like know all the ins and outs of other nations' devices and computer tech, but you would at least like generally, with enough time and effort and looking it up on the dossier,
Right.
be able to recognize some other
Right.
nations' technology. This does not look like anything from any of the
Yeah.
nations that you know of.
No, I don't think this is not from.
Well, yeah. To be clear, like
Hmm.
beyond the ice, like past the ice, like the northern ice
Right.
wall, nothing lives there except for monsters, as far as we know. Which is why Zen is like,
Right.
maybe it's from there.
Maybe.
Maybe it's from somewhere else.
What do you think's gonna happen to them?
Genuinely, no idea.
I'm
Like-
concerned.
If they open it up and it's a person, then I assume the same thing that happens to anybody that comes here with no family would happen, just with a few more steps.
I mean, there's definitely a person in there.
But if it opens it up and it's like a spirit or an intelligent monster, I have no idea.
I'm not so sure.
We'll probably hear
You
about
make-
it. So
You make your way back to the council chambers, bringing
Maybe.
this thing in tow.
we're
Sorry, Holly, you were trying to say something in there.
Oh no, I'm
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Mara was saying something.
No, Tala just has feelings towards this, which are very apparent. But no, I'm not.
Maybe we'll hear what happens to it. To them.
No, we're not.
We're not that important.
We're Suyata, which means that we have to have a working we have to have a working knowledge of things that might be relevant to our operating mandate within the city. So, if they open this thing, we'll know.
Will we?
We might not be tasked to do anything about it, but that's not going to escape the ears of the other Suyata or anyone else. Like, if one Suyata learns that this thing has been opened, the rest of us will probably learn it pretty quickly.
Do you think the other Seattle know about what would have known about what happened up north?
They do now, probably.
Yeah, because we were public. We
Yeah.
we didn't do anything to cover it up.
Do we trust the council to do the right thing if this is the person?
I trust the
No.
counselor that we're
There's-
working for.
There's a lot more of them involved now than the
Yeah.
two families that hid this.
What if this is some person that was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and isn't from here? What are they going to do to them?
And they determine it's a security threat or something like that.
Yes.
I trust her. I trust Arenya to make the best choice that she can. She's already proven several times that she's on the level.
I trust her. I don't trust the rest of the council, though.
Which is why I'm confident that we'll know what happens. She set us out to find the thing that the rest of the council was trying to keep hidden. She got the ball rolling on retrieving this.
Yeah.
I trust that she will let us know if something happens with this.
You arrive.
Yeah, we seem to be on the same. We seem to be on the same thought process as her, or at least close enough.
And I mean, at the very least, Naughty, you made like contact with them. Maybe.
Oh, I'm gonna know.
Okay,
Good.
that's good.
No, we arrived.
So yeah, you arrive, and you bring the device into the council chambers. This time, the entire council of 12 is present, including the two who are of the families that are that were causing this problem, who look relatively admonished.
Good. You get to sit on your
But
hands the whole session.
as the group of you enter, you bring the device in behind you, and several of the council members sort of lean forward to try and get a better look at it as it enters this mysterious artifact that has been brought in. Arania speaks up. Thank you, Suyata, for bringing this device to us expediently. I understand the hour is late, but it is important that the council determine the nature of this device and what is best done with it as soon as possible. Counselor Nyankawa, if you would. And the one of the other counselors, a heavy-set woman, very tall and broad, looks like she has a healthy build of muscle and fat, sort of stands up and brushes her hair back, and she sort of steps forward and kneels down and takes a sitting position in front of the device and closes her eyes. And you sort of, those of you around sort of get this almost spiritual sensation of something occurring.
Do I see anything with my connection?
With your connection, you sort of feel the spirit world around sort of swirl around her as the energies of the earth seem to suffuse into her as she uses the wisdom ability, read the earth. As she seems to focus and intake and breathe and seem to listen to the wind and the earth for a moment and focus. And after a moment, her eyes open and she stands up. There is an emergency release mechanism to this device that is only answered in dire straits. And she steps up to the case, pulls out a small knife, slices her hand, and presses a bloody palm to the door, or to the seam on it. And she pulls her hand away and starts to wrap it immediately so it doesn't get infected or bleed further. And as you all look, the blood seeps into the seam, and the red, like, energy lines and lights on this device glow and turn ice blue. And there is an off-gassing of cold air as the seam shivers and cracks. And this cold cloud disperses out of it as the doors slide and wing open. That's where we're gonna take our break.
Those of you watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And when we take our break, you take yours. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do what you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. A dinosaur story.
A dinosaur story.
Welcome back. So, as I was, as I cut at my dramatic moment, so
You say that like somebody else did that to you.
The doors swing open to this release of cold gas, and a white light pours out from inside, blinding the area, preventing it from being seen inside for a moment before the light begins to dim, and the interior, it becomes more visible. Both of the doors that have swung out appear to be holding appear to have been serving as holding racks for this individual's accoutrement. There is what appears to be a shield, not built in any traditional style seen in Makasang. It's more like tower, like tall, vertical, and almost seems to be too thin to be a shield in the traditional respect. And the on the opposite door is what appears to be a like straight bladed weapon that it almost looks like an Anicha blade, but it is long and straight and bladed on both sides, and is intricately worked with this sort of like crisscrossing line of almost knotwork going down the length of the blade. And the hilt of the weapon is this sort of like ornate, like gold and green metal, like rhombus almost shape with this sort of inter spinning like three different lines that sort of curl into each other on the face of the weapon. Its hilt is wrapped in this sort of greenish cloth, and the pommel is this sort of curving, almost U shape. And then the third thing hanging on these doors is a long weapon that looks almost like a mag sling, but drawn out, like into like almost almost arm length. And it has this sort of like curved and built stock into the side of it, and the sides of it sort of like thrum invisibly with power. And then beyond the two doors is the individual who is in this pod, sort of in a like almost a standing nook that they seem to have been sort of placed in, is a very tall individual, standing in roughly 6'6", from US measurements. This person appears feminine, but their features are impossibly pale as far as you recognize. You have never seen a human being look this pale without being dead. Their features are ivory white, but their hair is this unique, vibrant orange, and has been shaved short on both sides, and is like braided and pulled back into what appears to be some kind of tail that is like resting about mid back. They're dressed in black armor, that like there seems to be like a synthetic fabric undershirt that reaches up to about mid neck, and then these black metallic armor plates around their torso, and adorned with bits of fur. You see like what almost looks like the pelt of a wolf is like draped around their shoulders, with another like fur cloth wrapped around their waist, covering more of this sort of synthetic cloth material around their legs, with more of this like metallic armor plating around the feet and shins. And then on both shoulders are these metallic armor guards carved and engraved in the shape of wolves, of wolf heads. Their hands are their upper arms are largely exposed, showing that they seem to be very well built and muscled. But their forearms and hands have these sort of heavy metal gauntlets with exposed fingers. And the body starts to tilt forward, and in a moment begins to fall, but catches itself as it puts hands out and stops itself and begins to cough. And the eyes open, and you see that their eyes are a brilliant violet. The color of the Awis, with this soft glow to them. And they cough and gather their breath and look up and observe the room around them.
Or the color of the Adenati, I guess.
Yeah, the color of the Adenati as well. Yeah, the purple light of the Adenati.
Whoa.
Hello? Zen taken aback.
And their eyes sort of trace across the entire room and seem to lock onto the council. And then focus in on Arania, who seems to sort of be in sort of the leadership position based on how they're arranged. They shakily stand to their feet and assume this sort of like rod straight, like shoulders squared position with their arms behind their back. And they sort of inhale and speak. And give me 1 minute because I need to refresh myself on this pronunciation.
As we get a real life
What's
of linguistics.
What is the pronunciation for die, die, die?
They haven't grabbed any of their weapons. We don't have to kill them
Leif
yet.
Eriksdotter. Jiger landkonoder I leit ad fresi fra Josturanum ir himli minu.
Hi.
They don't seem to understand whatever language you're speaking, and you don't seem to understand whatever it is they just said.
Nadi, could you connect?
I'm looking to see if as one said, I don't know if it will transcend language. It doesn't make it clear.
To see if she can, Tala will say hi using sign language.
They don't seem to understand whatever your sign language is.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't say no, so I'll give it a shot.
It does say the connection allows for verbal communication when you connect to parties as though they were in the same room, regardless of distance or whether they can communicate verbally outside of this ability. I will say that it does transcend language barriers.
Okay.
In that regard.
Yeah, that was like there can be a few interpretations of that, but fair, cool.
Can you include?
So we'll roll it.
Can you include Counselor Arenya in this as well?
We will see how many successes I get. That should, hold on, I need to look at one thing here. 1, 2, 3. All right. Ability. Assuming we're within sight. I'm assuming they don't count as enemy.
No, they do not count as an enemy.
All right, so it'll be just diff 7. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So them
Being the other people present on this call.
Okay, so yeah,
Okay.
just between You and the Coliseau. And
Yes.
the person.
Okay.
Hi.
Their head sort of turns to you as you communicate in their mind.
Yep.
We don't speak your
And
language.
they sort of inhale and then over the mental link communicate what they said, presumably word for word, but translated within the confines of the Raven's Call. My name is Liv Eriksdotter. I am an explorer seeking freedom from the tyrant in my home.
I will translate that out loud to the council.
Where is your home?
I come from across stormy seas. I had been on a ship specifically designed to handle Thor's fury as we crossed, and along the way, sabotage struck from within, and my vessel, was sunk. As we sought new lands, I was forced into a stasis pod.
I continue translating.
We?
I
The-
and the crew of those who had been of like mind with me, seeking to find new lands away from the terrors and dangers of our home, had thought that we had been secret and secure in our mission, but the tyrant's forces had infiltrated our crew and sabotaged our journey.
Out of curiosity, would the word tyrant be in our vocabulary?
It translates into what the equivalent would be.
Okay.
Like,
So yeah, I'll continue translating then.
And you don't remember anything from when you were in the pod?
the stasis pod's purpose is to maintain vital signs without necessary higher function. I was intentionally kept asleep for the duration by the grace of Frigg until I could be released.
For how long?
I do not know.
I will look up to.
I'm looking at the council. Yeah, seeing how they are responding to this.
After
They're sort of muttering amongst themselves, sort of communicating back and forth, trying to figure out what to make of this stranger.
Which family was it that had it originally? Was it the Mona or the Nisut?
It was the Nisot family.
I'll look over because Wakuni and Maka are here now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look over towards Councilor Wakuni. Councilor Wakuni, where did your family? Where and when did your family acquire this device?
It was the counselor speaks up. The device was procured in a deal between my family and make sure I have a look at the map to make sure I know which direction this came from. Where's the map? Damn it! I know the map is around. There it is. Between our family and the Haudenosaunee nation. It had been part of a trade of information and supplies. They had sent it along with the idea that our family may have been able to uncover its secrets.
Did they tell you where they got it from?
Supposedly, it had been washed ashore.
So somewhere along the Kangami.
Somewhere along the shore of Haudenosaunee. Yes.
So just trying to think of if so no idea where exactly this came from, but somewhere along the shore. Telepathically, you've arrived in the land of Makasing. Through odd circumstance and unfamiliarity with the technology that you arrived in, you find yourself in the free city of Cahokia. We do not know if any of your compatriots also made the journey.
I would wish to try and find any that may have survived, but I understand that I am a stranger in a strange land, and I do not know your language or your culture, and I am, as a result, at your mercy.
Translate.
How do they look like they're feeling about this whole thing?
Yeah.
That's
I'm curious.
The
too.
council is split. There are a number of individuals in the council who seem suspicious of the outsider, and the person who seems like they are dead. They look like a walking corpse by
Right.
those standards. But the some other members of the council appear to be swayed by the sort of humanitarian nature of the crisis that brought them here. Some awful individuals seeming to have come to power from their home, and they try to flee it to try and find somewhere new. And still others are kind of guarded and trying to figure out what they think of the situation still.
on a numbers level. How are we looking here?
It's looking more on the concern, on like the humanitarian concern, than this thing could be dangerous concern.
Okay.
It's not a wide margin though.
Right.
Through the mental link, you're wearing armor and your device has weapons in it. Are you a warrior? Where you come from?
Most where I come from are trained in the art of battle. It is considered sacred. The combat that we seek is our methods of spiritual awareness. We seek glory and honor that we might be welcomed into the afterlife. I am not a warrior by trade. I am no Vikinger, but I am and that word does not translate. That just seems to be a proper noun that does not have an equivalent here. But I am skilled in the art of battle as any would be among my people.
I'll translate that with slight editing to make it seem less like we fight for fun and more fighting is a spiritual practice.
I mean, that seems to be the gist of what they got about it. Like,
yes, but Zen is trying to lean more heavily in phrasing it that way than it would than it might necessarily be, because he doesn't want to give the people that see this person as a threat more ammunition.
Yep. How can we help?
I do not believe that I am in a position to ask for much, but if need be, I would take simply a map and directions of where I am and how I can return to the shore that I was found upon, that I might look for more of my compatriots.
You probably shouldn't go by yourself.
And also, you should probably learn at least a little bit of the language first.
That's passing into a whole other nation.
Yeah. Also, it's a whole other nation.
It's a long way.
Yeah. I'll translate the request and add in to the council members. Shawnee, if I what is the like Cahokian like standard attitude for conflict orphans, like people that have come to Cahokia because they've lost their home, their land, their family, whatever, due to conflict?
Cahokia tends to welcome anyone who comes in looking for shelter.
Yeah. So translate that request, and then also throw in, if I might remind the council, our the standing practice for Cahokia is to welcome all who seek shelter. This person seems like they need protection and education more than anything else.
I am inclined to agree, says Counselor Arania. And I believe it would be against the better nature of Cahokia and its people to turn this individual away simply for their unique appearance and the strange nature of their equipment. While I cannot fully dismiss the security concerns of my fellow counselors, I do believe it best that this individual be cared for and welcomed in so long as they prove to be no danger to those around them, and given what is requested. A basic education in Chahi language would likely be necessary to facilitate their desire to travel, and in addition, the resources and maps required to search for their missing companions. It would perhaps be even more dangerous to allow an unknown quantity of unknown strangers to be spread amongst the nations, each arriving in different circumstances, to be handled with differing receptions. The intrigue and consternation of such an upset in the status quo could cause any number of problems. It is likely best that this individual is reunited with their family and compatriots before any other nations or other individuals might enact their own designs upon them, as some may have already attempted, she says with a sidelong glance at one of the council members.
If I might make a suggestion, Counselor. Jeremy?
Oh, I was just gonna probably say something similar to what you're about to say,
Yeah.
just with less decorum. I'm gonna say it anyways after you're done.
Sure. If I might make a suggestion, Counselor. Being as my Kaliso are the ones that discovered this individual, and are able to communicate with them relatively easily, as well as given our duties in traveling across the across the free lands and amongst the people. For those that might be concerned with security, it would likely be safe and also useful for our guest if we were to.
We should do it. We should go with them.
Take the lead on. Yeah, he'll continue talking past Naughty. Take the lead on educating them, helping them get to know the land, and then assisting them in their task.
The council deliberates for a moment,
That
but
way,
after a while, they seem to come to at least a majority consensus. And
so you got a team guarding them, so you know they're not going to be a security
Yep.
risk. Also, we can talk to them and educate them and help them with their thing.
Yeah. And Counselor Arania takes the role of chairman for this particular assessment as she speaks up. Your suggestion is taken and agreed to. Your Koliso is assigned to the safekeeping and education of this stranger from distant lands. See to it that they are given sufficient education to function amongst the society of Cahokia, and when they are ready, we will provide them with maps and resources, and your team will be assigned to assist them in recovering any remaining comrades that may have survived their calamitous arrival.
I will now translate that back to our guest with the full indication of basically you're going to be welcomed into our family specifically, and we're going to help you figure out what you need to know.
She sort of takes this in and then looks across the council and offers a sort of like fist to heart salute as she sort of looks across the group and says out loud in her own language, but also in mentally over your link, that My gratitude for this gift knows no bounds, and I swear upon my honor as one of the faithful of Odin and the Aesir that I will repay this gift.
Translate. Out of curiosity, is there any like spiritual activity around this person?
They do seem to be a hub for spiritual energy. They definitely seem to have a lot of activity going on around.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. All right. I will look to the council to see if we're officially dismissed or not.
The Arania sort of looks across the group of you and then to them. Our first recommendation would be likely to bring them down to the market to acquire them some clothing more suiting for the climate. Their attire appears to be designed for cold weather, and they may find the exterior be a bit warm.
Might also take them by a medical center to have them checked up on.
That as well.
They look very pale.
Hell. Shopping trip.
All right. If we're excused, I'll ask permission if I can gather their things for them, just so that they don't have them in their hands. From her.
She will acquiesce.
And then I'll get her weapons and things, and then...
You pick up the sword, and it feels lighter than it should be. Like, the material seems to almost have no weight to it. And as you move it, it almost seems to hum in the air.
Is this a functional equivalent of a Nietzsche Longblade?
You would call it that. It's not. It doesn't seem to run on the same, like, technology, but it has sort of that similar feeling.
I'll make sure that it is sheathed in a scabbard if it has one.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Engage. See if I can engage whatever electromagnetic locks it might have.
It doesn't seem to. But it does seem to fit into the scabbard and not cut through anything.
Mental link to her. Is there a way to secure this?
Well, the scabbard is secure enough.
Okay.
Like a lock. Okay.
So I gather the things. Lead her out.
Yeah, and the other thing that you notice is the instant you pick up the shield and like wrap your hand into its grip, panels of light seem to emerge from the sides of it. This sort of bright, glowing teal shape of light that seems to form like a hard barrier to the side, to either side of the shield.
Huh. Experiment with letting go of the grip and grabbing it again a few times, see what it does. And
yeah, as you let go of the grip, the light dissipates, and as you grab it again, it reemerges.
Everyone gets to watch Zen check out the new shield for a second before.
All right. She's distracted with shiny things. We're gonna go.
Yep.
Out.
Let's go.
I get you. Are you hungry? If you've been in there a while? Probably.
My sleep definitely feels like it has been long. I feel starving.
Okay.
Okay.
Food, clothing.
What
Medical?
Medical
what kind of food
food,
do you
clothing.
normally eat?
I would not say no to a flank of meat, some vegetables, a mug of ale would be nice to wipe it down.
What's ale?
Venison and water?
Some form of drink would be nice.
We have tea.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Zen doesn't know what ale was, so he's just gonna like just default to water.
Versus like, I am in hell.
Like, well, I will figure out alcohol later.
Yeah. So yeah, medical checkup, then get them some food, and then some clothes.
It's now like 2 a.m. or
Oh, yeah,
something.
no,
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's very early at
But-
this point.
Cahokia has an excellent nightlife, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's totally awake still. Yeah,
Like,
there are
yeah,
shops
you-
open.
You step out. You
When
step
you-
outside into the
when you
into the
don't
night
have
air.
when you don't have capitalism forcing everybody into a 9 to 5, there are going to be people that are awake and active at all hours of the day.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep. And yeah, you step outside of the council building, and she sort of looks up at the night sky, and sort of takes in the stars, and then looks around to the city around. This city is vast and sprawling.
Oh, it's even bigger than you think. And he says, pointing over towards.
At
Because
the mounds.
do I notice that she's only looking at the buildings on top?
Yeah, she's to be looking at only on surface level.
I look over. I point over at the where the mounds are. It's like there's more city below.
Incredible. You seem to be gifted by generous and giving land.
Yeah. You're way too content. We need to get you just moving around, I think. You've been sitting still. I can't imagine being in a tiny little thing like that for ages. Let's go.
Nearest
moving.
Nearest hospital.
You bring them over to Hapaki Mininon. They seem to just sort of like be rubbernecking at literally everything that they pass by. Just sort of taking everything in. There's a large number of people who are also looking at them. They seem to attract surprised looks from basically everyone you pass by.
Hey, Zin.
Yeah?
You should pull out your Jutsu setting. You can sit on it. If she's injured, shouldn't be walking around.
I don't notice. I'm used to being looked at weird.
Yeah, I'll activate my Jutsu sled and just let her sit on it. Done.
She declines. She seems to be walking. Like, she
Okay.
seems to be a little worn out, but walking fine.
Her boss.
I will make sure to strong arm any onlookers out of the way if they start getting too close and getting like crowding people. So it's just like, okay, you've had your fun. Move, please.
This is great.
Yeah, and you make your way over to Hapaki Mininon and bring her to one of the hospitals to be checked over.
This is our indigenous people's first encounter with white man, or in this case, white woman.
Yep.
I'm gonna wait outside.
Right.
And while there, I'm gonna text Aquani.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, someone was in the weird pod that the two eel groups were guarding, and we have babysitting duty.
Interesting. Someone important?
Well, everyone's staring. They have weapons. There's maybe more of them out there somewhere, but this one seems really like has no idea what things are. It's fascinating.
Also looks like a corpse.
Yeah. Real pale. Real tall. Sheesh. Would not fit.
Only like 6 inches taller than Zen, to be fair.
Yeah, you forget that I'm 5 foot nothing, I think.
Also, you say that like 6 inches isn't fucking gigantic.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
That is fair, yeah.
She is a half foot taller than you.
Look,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Like, that's basically a full head height, almost.
Anyway, we're assigned to make sure she doesn't, like, go on a murderous rampage or anything. Yeah. That's it. That's the update.
I look forward to meeting her at some point.
Smiley face.
As Tawasi single-handedly tells the entire criminal underworld, "Hey, there are weird people here, and there are more of them."
Listen.
So some time passes, and the doctor emerges with Liv behind them, and sort of communicates the results to the group of you. Aside from likely slightly in need of some nutrition, probably from the long results of whatever they had been stored in, they seem to be perfectly healthy. The skin tone appears to be a melanin adaptation. They likely come from a place that does not see significant amounts of sun, which meant that their skin tone had to adapt to more easily welcome what energy the sun could provide.
So, like, far north? Zen says, still working on the theory that they're just from beyond the ice wall.
Significantly far north, yes. Periods that likely are still experiencing the major winters caused by the Awis.
Deep underground.
That is also a possibility.
Mental link, through the mental link. Are you from a place where it's frozen all the time, or deep underground?
My home is my
hope is
home is
that-
often drenched in snow. We do not typically venture underground because it only gets colder and less hospitable the further down you go.
I was hoping for the answer to be yes.
Factually incorrect.
All
If you
of the
go
above.
if you go deep underground, the air temperature sort of is constant. It's
mean,
really
yeah.
nice.
It depends on how far down you go. Like, it gets
yeah.
warmer the further down you go, but like immediately
Uh-huh.
underground is still like, oh, you've now lost what little sunlight there was.
Yeah, but I'm from a people who live underground a bunch.
Yeah. It's out loud. Apparently, they're from a place where it's covered in snow all the time. Zen further cementing ice wall.
We crossed a vast ocean and riddled with storms. The ship was designed to suffer Thor's wrath, but it was not quite ready for sabotage from within.
Sorry, what?
She was saying that she.
No, I
I see.
understood. That was an in character.
In character, sorry, what?
Who's a what?
Oh, Thor is our name for the Lord of Thunder, the one who brings storms. The beating of his drum and his fury is the strength of storms and strike of lightning. He is our god of strength and storm. The term god is also
Yeah,
a unique
there's just
term that
blink.
does not quite
Mhm.
carry.
Blink.
How does he bring storms?
Like a great spirit?
As our mental link is translating this idea across to me, yes, something along those lines.
Sorry, Tala had another question.
Oh no, Tala was just saying, how does he bring the storms?
And the storms are his fury made manifest. He is our god of lightning.
Zen is just
It
like
is
trying to
said that
translate
when a
across.
storm strikes deep, that the mighty Thor is swinging his great hammer Mjolnir in some battle.
Must be a big hammer.
Or a strong arm. Anyways,
It's electrical discharge from.
We are well aware of this, but our melding of spirituality and science creates room for both ideas.
all right, food. Gonna just basically take them to a buffet, I think, just so they can get an idea of the breadth of our
Variety.
the breadth of variety of food we have, to see if something in there is something that she might like.
Oh yeah, she does not seem to be picky. She seems to enjoy just about everything. Although a lot of it is definitely new to her. She definitely gets that sort of anime protagonist sparkle eyes whenever she finds something new and tasty.
Do we learn something about her tastes that we can use going forward? Like, does she really like
She's
spicy
definitely
food?
fond
or...
of she's definitely fond of meat.
Okay. Does it matter the temperature of the food, like if it's spicy or not?
Not particularly. The spice seems new to her. She doesn't seem to have ever really experienced the spice that much, but once she gets used to it, she very thoroughly enjoys it.
All right, Kitawagi and Cassine, good to go. Lots of spices and meat stews.
Doing drinks next? We going to a tea house?
Sure.
What's happening now?
Maybe not party time quite yet.
Clothes.
Yeah, I guess.
Because it's gonna yeah.
Maybe some time to for them to process this whole thing.
Yes, but we do need to get them clothes that they're not going to die in.
Yes,
when the sun comes
no.
up.
Clothes, absolutely. I'm just
and also explain to them that they're dressed the clothing that they are dressed for will likely
Too hot.
result in them dying of too much
You'll get
heat.
Heat stroke.
yeah.
So we're going to get them some clothes that breathe better, gesturing to ours where we're all dressed very coolly.
Sort of looks around.
That
looks
kind
at
of thing
all
is
your
only
clothing.
needed beyond.
Your attire does seem rather light by the standards of my home.
Yeah, we live south of the ice wall, so
Very well. I will see to your judgment on this matter. Whatever you think would be ideal.
we play dress up doll.
I will be useless. I will be useless in this because, as you know, Nadi has one style of clothing.
Yep. Terrible.
Yep.
Absolutely terrible. I have opinions.
And say Tala's like, we could get you a new look too, Naughty.
Yeah.
I have the uniform look. It's
Yeah, but what if you?
It's
like,
the
you don't wanna
uniform.
be a
Yeah,
uniform?
but
we could add to
Naughty,
it.
since we're part of the criminal underworld now.
Zen will
You need stuff to blend in.
I'm sorry, what?
Zen will gesture to her own outfit and be like, just because you're wearing a uniform doesn't mean you can't make it look good, okay?
Or
Yeah,
like
you
any
don't
sort
want
of
to stick out
personality.
all the time.
Are you saying this doesn't look good?
Yes.
It looks awful. Come on. Tala's gonna
Jesus
grab Naughty's
Christ.
arm.
It's
and
like
just
I'm fucking.
pull.
It's like I'm fucking Rachel Lee Cook in a like a late '90s rom-com.
You're just getting...
What
Fucking plastics.
What is Naughty's look again, very specifically?
Default.
Regulation.
It is regulation like.
So
Whatever.
We're gonna mean girls naughty into dressing better.
Wednesdays, we wear. Oh no, Tala is like pulling Naughty by the arm right now.
Yes.
Just lead the way.
Only light resistance.
No, come on, we're doing this now. You've committed.
Yes.
So you drag the two of these individuals who are
This will
in
be
need
good
of a
for them.
fashion
This is
upgrade
bonding.
Now see, this is bonding, exactly.
out to Chizir.
I love that. I love how this is gone.
And yeah, the shopping experience is definitely interesting because again, every time Liv tries to speak, she speaks a language that no one recognizes, and you guys have to translate for her.
Okay. Do you want to start with spoken language or sign?
Sign's gonna be easier.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you also just sort of begin keying her into sign
Yes,
language as you
uh-huh.
go as well.
Yeah.
And she picks up basic signs relatively quickly. It seems like there is a sign language used across wherever she's from. But
okay.
it doesn't seem to be the same or come from the same original language, but she
There-
gets the concept.
There are only so many ways you can twist your fingers and move your hands. So
Yeah. There is some lockup where gestures that you use that are similar to gestures that she uses in her sign language mean totally different things.
Mhm.
But she seems to be sort of getting the basics of it relatively.
Okay. I've decided that's my part of this project.
yeah.
And you imagine it'll be much easier to teach sign language than to teach spoken language because from whatever she speaks, her language does not sound anything like Chahi.
Yeah.
It has an entirely different set of vocal stresses and like grammatical patterns.
I can't help with that.
Sign first, then spoken language.
But you get her a set of enhanced clothing 1, and she sort of takes it, dresses in it. The colors that the Cahokian people are used to, definitely seem a little off on her skin tone. She's definitely more of a winter kind of thing, which I mean you sort of gather like the outfit that she was wearing, even if it looks way too warm. The blacks and reds and grays that she was wearing definitely seem to complement her tone. So you sort of like go through a few designs until you find colors that seem closer to that to sort of help her get used to things.
Yeah. This will work for now. If you want something that has like a wolf on it, like all of your old stuff does with the armor and things, my brother might be able to get you something.
I would appreciate it. The wolves of my homeland are a close friend to me and my family. And when I was granted the gift of the Aesir, they were the spirit animal with which I bonded for my ascension.
If I'm understanding correctly, I think I'm the same. Zen says, giving her a grin to show off his literal wolf teeth and his wolf eyes.
Yeah. She nods. I see that the Gotter Damerung came to this place as well.
That's proper.
We call it that in Adam.
This is the Adenati, yeah. Unless you're talking about the Awis, since she says point to the sky.
Yes, that noun does not come across, but I believe so. A great violet light filled the sky many centuries ago.
Yeah, that's the
talked
Awis.
about in our history.
Yeah,
Spoken of as the Gotra Damarun, the twilight of the gods, because it was believed that they would fall away and abandon this world. But in the signs of the gift of the Aesir, what you call the Adanadi, we see their presence again.
Zen is seeing the similarities between culture overlapping.
Yeah.
All right, we can use this. This is good.
To Zen, where are we taking her? Barracks or
home? There's room.
Yeah.
You just said the same thing.
We'll have to.
No, we don't live in the barracks, Naughty.
I know. I know you don't.
You do. We'll have to explain
You
it.
could have a home if you want to, Naughty.
I have
You're
everything I need there.
You're welcome.
Immersion is very good
Okay.
at learning culture. So
Also, Naughty, what's your favorite color? She's looking through clothing.
And this is, they've legitimately never thought of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, what should it be?
Okay, we're gonna go with some deep blues as she throws things at you. And some purple.
Not about should, it's what's.
Here's some blacks.
It was very much I can't figure out the right answer. Tell me what the correct answer is for that.
We're gonna see what you like.
Okay.
As she starts pulling like a little bit of everything. Try.
Oh, they'll try. Yep.
Do they find anything they like?
That's a good question. I don't know that they...
That might be a question that gets answered next week.
Yeah. I have to think about that because I don't know that they understand. Like, they don't have any concept of, like, this is what else you can wear, and you have a choice of what you can wear. So they probably never thought about, like, what is it that they actually like.
Yeah, that tracks.
I think what's gonna happen, they are going to try to, as subtly as possible, figure out which ones Tala thinks are the best and go with that.
Well, I mean, like the first colors she threw at you were like the colors she wears.
There you go, then.
So, okay.
You're creating a clone.
Behind your back to Zen, so you cannot oversee. Are we sure that they weren't found in a pod somewhere? Just sort of.
Nope, not sure at all. So be a hand sign.
Hala's now like doing their hair.
Yep.
She doesn't even realize, but yeah, she's making you look like her.
Fantastic.
Time to update the mini. All right.
10 out of 10. No notes.
Boy.
Makes me like them more.
I love that our group bonding exercise was clothes shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take Liv to the family home that Tawasika can I stay in, and introduce them to the family and be like, hey, we've got another stray.
Family is initially shocked when they see what looks like a corpse walking in the door.
Yeah.
But after a brief explanation of no, that's just a skin tone adaptation. They come from a place that doesn't get a lot of sun.
They're new and they're learning the language and the culture.
Yeah,
Everything.
like
Everything.
After the brief explanation, they're more than welcoming. There is there is definitely more than a little bit of cultural like weird clash, especially when when food and drink are handed out to everyone. She like raises her cup and offers some kind of cheer in her own language that is completely like apparently some kind of acceptance of drink and welcome of who has given it, that does not translate at all across.
Communicating via signs, like what?
Please tell me she goes full Thor and then just smashes it on the ground.
Another.
I just catch it or try to. Just like, nope.
No. She sees that this thing is not like meant to be smashed. As she sort of looks at it, she's like, "All right, yeah, this is an important drinking cup. You don't throw this."
I do like
Also, we're not literally in Valhalla. We don't just generate these automatically. We don't just smash things because we can. But she does definitely offer like a skull when there is like no one else who recognizes that gesture at all.
Yeah.
Just smile and repeat it back. Seems to be a thing, so sure.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get her bunked down and continue the education process.
Yep.
Yep.
She definitely appreciates the food, the drink, the welcome. She is glad to be under a roof and requests that she may be allowed to keep her weapons and armor with her because they are.
Oh yeah, no. After we got her like dressed and everything, I would have given her gear back and explained that largely I grabbed it so that none of the people that were itchy about it had a reason to complain while we were leaving.
I mean, technically, she was under a roof for a very long time. It was just a very low roof.
Small roof, yeah.
Underground roof.
The pot.
She starts to as she like rests in for the night. She starts to examine her armor and looks at the clothing that she's been given, and starts to make adjustments to try and clear out more fabric and sort of loosen the non-armor plated parts of her outfit to try and allow more breathing room while maintaining the armor. And she sort of begins to make those adjustments before she falls asleep for the night.
Yep. Yeah. Just like signing to Tawasikik. Well, did that end the way that you expected it to?
No.
Happy, sad?
No. It's different. It's interesting. It's good. I think it was weird. It's been weird.
Yeah.
But today was good.
Oh.
I don't want to go to sleep yet. It's like 4 in the morning.
Yeah, it's like 4 in the
5
morning.
in the morning. Yeah.
He's like,
she is very clearly like sleepy, but she's resisting it.
Yeah. Well, you want to go? I can show you my my training course around the town or around the block.
Sure. Yeah.
I am functionally going to teach Tawasikik parkour because
Excellent.
this is how Zen gets around the town.
She will be very excited about this. Yes.
I will at 4:30 in the morning. I will teach Tawasikik parkour.
Yes. It was weird being on it without him there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Naughty doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
I am unsurprised.
But does take directions, so that's useful.
You did good, though. You scared the piss out of the eels.
I wish I could have seen their faces.
Oh,
Was it good?
I had front row seats. It was great.
Great. Wonderful. I really did want to make an entrance, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's okay.
I wasn't actually sure the council would come to a decision in time, so I wanted you to be in a spot where you could ambush effectively.
Ah. Makes sense.
But everything worked out, thankfully.
Yeah. See? Not cursed.
Still cursed.
Don't call our guests cursed.
Maybe they're lucky.
See? It'll cancel it out. Then we'll just lose the rest in parkour nonsense.
Yeah.
Basically, until she's too tired to function and has to go to bed.
Tala, Naughty, what are the two of you up to?
Are we staying here or are we going back to our places?
That's up to you guys.
I think that Nutty quietly flips out and heads back to barracks.
If Naughty does that, Tala will follow them out. Would you like to come back to my place tonight?
No, thanks. I'm good.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
As Tala,
Thank you, though.
As Tala propositions Naughty.
No, I'm good. Thank you, though.
You're happy at the barracks.
Yep. Puts on a bright smile.
All right. Good night. Morning.
Good night. Yep.
Whatever. And she'll go back to her place.
So, as the group of you make your way back to your respective homes, as your newly acquired charge rests for the first time legitimately outside of a stasis pod in who knows how long. And as you prepare for whatever kind of unique adventures might be ahead of you, knowing that this stranger from far away is now your responsibility. That's where we're going to end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.